What's up guys, Paladin Cross Rider here, and today I got a deck profile for you on my Dragonic Overlord deck. This is a very cookie cutter build, kind of what you've seen with other Overlord decks, but I wanted to put it out there for anyone who's been looking for a deck profile. So let's get started. Run one V-Series starter. I don't have Kagero, who is the superior artwork, so I run the foil Undo, but make sure you run the V-Series starter. Run 4 heal triggers. These really should be the heal guardians. I just don't have Kagero, so run 4 heals. Then run 4 of the move to soul crit, 4 of the stride fodder crit, and 3 regular crits. Full on aggressive build here, just trying to push your opponent in as fast as possible. And then 1 over trigger. I don't recommend running the Dragon Empire over trigger in this deck. You can miss timing a lot with your restands. Effects might not go off if you hit that over trigger at the wrong time. So run the one that can give you 100 million power and apply it to 2 units. Make your rear guard somewhat useful in this deck, because in Overlord, your rear guards don't really do much. Then for grade 1s, run 3 Heat Shot Dragon. This is a really good ride target, but you put it behind your Vanguard, so you're able to give a boost every single time that your Vanguard restands. Then run 3 Lava Flow Dragon, just up the consistency, looking for the grade 3s, and also on occasion have a 13k booster, so pretty solid card. Run 4 for the counter-charging Conroe. This guy, if you're planning on doing multi-attacks with Overlord, and you're running a bit low on Counterblast, you sack this, and you're able to countercharge 2, and after the restand, you can countercharge 2 more, so really good skill. And also early game, if you have the wrong Overlord in hand, you can call this to the field on rearguard circle, and search out the correct one. So run 4 of that just to make the deck really consistent and give you the countercharge options. And then I run 4 of the D-Series Perfect Guard. This card says when you have 1 or less cards in hand, that you are able to Perfect Guard without having to discard. And in this deck, you are technically going to have 1 card in hand, or no cards in hand a lot. So run 4 of it. Then for grade 2s, I run 4 Ignaro Dragon. When placed, you check top 7 for a Dragonic Overlord to cross, and add it to hand if it's there. And whenever your Vanguard attacks, it gets 5k power. So, solid rear guard skill, and it's really good for searching out the cross, which is your main ride target of this deck. So run 4 of it. Then 4 of the D-Series Nahaloms. Not much to say, just if you happen to ride it and then you ride a Overlord over it, get to call it out, and then you can Soul Blast 1 when it's on rear guard to give your Overlord 5,000 power, so boosting those multi-attacks. And then finally for grade 2s, I run 3 Berserk Dragon, kinda keep up with the consistency of just trying to cycle through, get to the cross as fast as possible. So this guy, when placed on Vanguard Circle, draws you a card. Good skill, but not great enough for me to warrant running a 4th, so. Then I run 3 Dragonic Overlord the Cross V. This guy has a few skills. It can search out an Overlord in the deck, put it into the soul, and gain that Overlord's effect during the turn, as long as it's not a copy of the cross. And when a card would count the number of cards in your hand, you were regarded as having 0 cards in hand. Always make sure you go into the cross first, because if you don't, the deck kind of fizzles out, and you don't want to ride the other cards right away. And the reason I say that, I run 1 Dragonic Overlord the Cross Original. This is the Legion version, so if you happen to try your over trigger early and you guard with it, you can put it back in deck with a few crits. Maybe you need the mate to Legion with it. And it's really weird being in 2022 talking about cards using Legion as a skill, but here we are. You play this as kind of a finisher, so later in the game you can Legion with the end and use the end skill, and you don't have to ever minus and drive checks because it's not, the wording is it's not your Vanguard. So you restand the end and you get to swing with the cross and the end with 2 drive checks every time, 3 times each. So really interesting synergy this card has. So, and finally, last card for the end. Yeah, this is the card you move to Soul for V the Cross. It's what you Legion with for Old Cross. And yeah, this is the way you restand your Vanguard with V the Cross. You don't have to worry about your hand being too large. You'll always be counted as having 0 in hand, so all these skills are live on the end when using the Cross's skill with it. Then finally for the G-Zone, I run 2 the Purge. I don't go into this as often anymore. It's there in case you want to damage Pain, which is pretty cool, but if you need to like get your hand up really fast late game, like you need to get 5 cards in order to guard, and then next turn you can steal the game from your opponent, that's what the Purge is kind of there for now. Yeah, really cool card back in the day. One of my favorite artworks in the Overlord archetype. So, but running 2 of it. Got 2 Doomjid. I kind of wish I had a 3rd because it's just a good card. And sometimes I go into 2 and then I really want that 3rd later because it pushed my opponent to not use heals or perfect guards often. So, just cool restander. Put your opponent in awkward guarding positions. And then you have 3 Ziegenberg. I never go into this card. This is kind of what I want to cut for 1 more Doomjid Valor. Maybe even Drachma or something, but I run 3 of it. It's okay. And then I have 2 Neuvel Vague for those weird situations where I'm playing against a deck that's using grade 1 perfect guards. It's not too many, but if you can kind of read what's in your opponent's hand and you go into this, it's a really cool way to finish the game. And then they're not able to hit heals or they're over trigger if you go into it and you deal them the 6 damage. All trigger effects are negated at that point, so I'll run that just as an option. And then we got 1 of Mr. Board Wipe here, so cool card, wipes the board, powers up grade 3 units on the rear guard circle, so kind of works as a finisher if you only have grade 3s. Otherwise, it's there for wiping your opponent's entire board. So. Then for G-Guards, I have the 1 Flare Dragon here. Wipe your opponent's back row if you have an Overlord Vanguard, pretty good. 2 Abd Salam, for each one your opponent has open, a rear guard circle that is. You counterblast 1, and he'll get 10,000 power for each of those open rear guard circles. So, really high shield value card if your opponent was afraid to call stuff down. And yeah, if they did have to call stuff down, use either Defeat Flare or every Kagero player's favorite G-Guard, Denial Griffin. So, your opponent attacks with something, you G-Guard with this, counterblast 1, and the unit that just attacked is retired. So as long as they don't have resist or any effect of the sort, you're basically good to go. This card will stop that attack. So really great card. Definitely run 3 of that. So anyway, that's gonna be it for the deck profile, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Little bland on this deck, I know. Kind of the cookie cutter Overlord deck, but when the deck works, it works. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like people always say, Overlord's Overlord. He's gonna just show up and play himself. So anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.